fellow IEEE, IET, IETE and WWRF, is a professor of future technologies for business ecosystem innovation FT4BI in the Department of Business Development and Technology, Aarhus University, Herning, Denmark. He is the founder president of CTIF Global Capsule CGC. He is also the founder chairman of the Global ICT Standardization Forum for India, established in 2009. He has been honored by the University of Rome, Italy, by Tor Vergata as a distinguished professor of the Department of Clinical Sciences and Translational Medicine on March 15, 2016. He is an honorary professor of the University of Cape Town, South Africa, and the University of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. He has received Knight of the Dannebrog in 2010 from the Danish Queen for the internationalization of top-class telecommunication research and education. He has received several international awards such as IEEE Communication Society Wireless Communications Technical Committee Recognition Award in 2003 for making contribution in the field of personal, wireless and mobile systems and networks. Telner's Research Award in 2005 for impressive merits, both academic and organizational, within the field of wireless and personal communication. 2014, he received the IEEE AESS Outstanding Organizational Leadership Award for organizational leadership in developing and globalizing the CTIF research network. He has been the project coordinator of several EC projects, namely Magnet, Magnet Beyond, eVal, etc. He has published more than 50 books, 1,000 plus journals, and a large number of masters, over 250. Several of his students are today worldwide recognized as telecommunication leaders. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and joining this inaugural session. Now I would like to request you, sir, for delivering the keynote address on 5G and modernization of industry from Industry 4.0 to smart cities. Sir, please take it. Thank you, sir. Sir, you are on. Sir, please unmute. Sir, please unmute.
Okay, so I repeat again.
Yeah,
good morning
please.
to US East Coast, good afternoon to Europe, and good evening to India. Thanks a lot for inviting me to address you today, and particularly my talk is related with the topic of the seminar. Let me introduce my organization, CTIF Global Capsule. It was launched in 2004 in Denmark, and organizational structure is as follows. We have one president, 3 vice presidents, and 6 associate vice presidents. I am very happy that Ashutosh is here. He is one of the associate vice presidents dealing with the field of science and technology. This short introduction, but what I want to convey you that CTIF Global Capsule is around the globe, including India, and it would be great that if we sign MOU with NIT Rourkela. Just 1 second.
Sorry.
Just 1 second, please. Just slide is not moving. Yeah,
No, it's nothing.
moving.
No, wait. Stop sharing. Mm.
About the research theme of the CTI Global Capsule, it will be, this particular diagram I like very much, rather I love it. Just like a clock, it has 12 arms, which are covering by the CTI Global Capsule. The first theme is connaissance. It stands for integration of communication, navigation, sensing, and services. Then we have multimedia application and services, future wireless technology, knowledge home. Here just I will devote 1 second. Home stands for human bond communication beyond 2050. Then we have secure digitalizations. Standardization is very important issue. Security, trust, and privacy.
Professor Prasad, you got muted, I think. Professor Prasad, you got muted.
Annapurna, just unmute to the sir.
It is unmute now.
Somebody
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just now I'm talking about CTF Global Capsule Research Dimensions. And this diagram which you are looking is a clock diagram. And I love this diagram very much personally. It has 12 arms, just like clock. And the research areas are connaissance, integration of communication, navigation, sensing, and services, multimedia applications and services, future wireless technology, knowledge home. Home stands for human bond communication beyond 2050. Let me tell you the story. Just 1 second, I will devote the story of home. If I remember correctly, I was celebrating my 100 PhD celebration. And at the end of the day, my students asked me to conclude the session, which I was not fully prepared. I thought today I'm enjoying, my students are here, they will give the talk and I have to just listen. So in a second idea came something new I should tell my students. And that time I created a term known as home human bond communication beyond 2050. Secure digitalizations, standardizations, security, trust and privacy, Chittikaya Nivesasthan. This is nothing but human mind and body, personalized medicine, network without borders, holographic telepresence systems, last but not least, automatic transport systems. There are 12 areas we are covering in our CTF Global Capsule. It is cross interdisciplinary, international, non-profitable organization.
Maharashtra, I don't know why it's doing this. It's very annoying. This happens now. There was slide. You go in this mode. You go in this mode because
Yeah, now I hope it will work. Yes. This shows the advisory board, which are from the different parts of the world. And it's very important to have it. Just I want to mention, perhaps you didn't hear, that in the organization management, we have Asutosh also as the one of the associate vice presidents. About CTF Global Capsule Network, globally we are present and we have divisions everywhere in the world. And even in India, we have division, and hope we open the division at NIT Rourkela also very soon. We have signed MOUs with many parts of the globe, and of course, as I said, we have divisions. About CGC membership, one can join the CGC membership as institutional membership, as SME membership, associate membership, individual fellow membership, a startup membership. And there are a lot of benefits for joining the CGC membership. First, you get the global network and you get the cross interdisciplinary research areas. If CGC organizes workshop or conferences, your members can join without paying any fee, and there are other advantages which I will not go into detail. Now coming to the main topic, 5G and the modernization of industry from Industry 4.0 to smart cities. In this talk, basically what I'm going to present, 5G, beyond 5G, Industry 4.0, and many other aspects, particularly beyond 2030. That is the whole aspect we will cover in a short time. The outline, as I mentioned to you, will give a landscape of ICT. We'll talk about 4G footprint. We'll talk what 5G is, beyond 5G, Industry 4.0, and Society 5.0. These are the areas we are going to cover. So ICT landscape, it is important to start with, and what we have tried, we are trying to summarize what is the impact. So covering the ICT landscape, the mobile domination, what you have observed and everybody is observing today, the era of ubiquitous wireless communications, that's another point. If you look at the landscape, 51.2% of the world population, that is approximately 3.9 billion users, is online. And unfortunately, due to COVID-19, number has gone high. Like today, we are having the online workshop, and number has gone quite high. And one way it is good, COVID-19 has got the benefit by this, attending the classes online, having the workshop online, meetings online, and so on. Then second point is fixed telephone is declining, but fixed broadband continues increasing. 96% of the world population lives within the reach of mobile signal. Next 5 years, it is going to increase by 700 million. And next 5 years means not far away, 2025. Next important point is 1% in mobile broadband penetration, and that will go as increase the 0.15% in the GDP. So you can see that how mobile communication is giving the economical benefit. 50% of the world population is currently connected across the internet. About gap is 3.8 billion people that are not yet connected to the internet, and that is what mobile will make it happen. Then 5G ubiquitous network particularly will help it to have it happen, and the gap has to be fulfilled. I mentioned about mobile economy, and particularly in Western world, it is moving very fast, but it will move very fast globally as well. So if you look the mobile economy, part is there, and it is happening. Many of you might be using it also. 3G inaugurates the mobile broadband service, what we call as mobile internet. So 4G was responsible for cementing the mobile internet and mobile economy. So that gave the interconnection between mobile economy and mobile internet. Then multimedia applications became very popular since the release of mobile broadband services during the first decade of our millennium. New wave of multimedia application that became vital for the digital economy and reflected in the creation of millions of jobs everywhere. So it is not only economy, it is creating the jobs as well. So that's very important parameter. Then mobile apps were vital to the global economy and increased its penetration during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it is increasing quite fast. Mobile industry contribution to GDP, approximately about $3.9 trillion. I'm giving the case of 2018, 4.6% of GDP. It will be increased by $4.8 trillion by 2023. So there is a great hope for the future economy. Jobs creation, as I mentioned, it will be very large, and we are expecting about, it happened about 70 million jobs in 2018. It will go much further. 50% of the population is mobile broadband subscriber, which means they access internet. 5G is projected to unleash a new set of services across all verticals and boost the world economy. So 5G, what we are talking about, it will not only increase the technology, but also enhance the job creation and economy as well. Before I go for 4G, 5G, just I want to show you the 4G footprint. If you look the 4G footprint, particularly if you look from the architecture point of view, all of you know about long-term evolution, operation in several aspects, it has gone up, support for quality of services, IP allocated when the EU is switched on and release switched off. That is very important. There is no centralized network and intelligence is distributed on evolved base station. Radio spectral efficiency, which has gone to OFDMA for uplink, and downlink is SCFDMA. Modulation is 64 QAM. Maximum data throughput is 300 megabit per second. Latency is 10 millisecond. It is MIMO 4x4. And when you see the 5G, you will find a vast difference. Coming to IoT and IIoT, everybody is listening?
Yes.
It is not disconnected, I hope.
No,
So
no, it's
IIoT
connected. We are listening.
Connected.
Yes.
Everybody can hear.
Yes, very well.
Very good. IoT, all of you know. IoT just it is industrial Internet of Things, and defined as physical object plus controller, sensors, and actuators plus internet. What are the applications? Applications are tremendous in the mining, oil and gas industry, smart factories, a smart warehouse, connected vehicles, and many others. What are the advantages? Advantages are from the point of view efficiency, safety, reliability, and profitability. MIMO, I think many of you are familiar, I think almost all of you, and particularly when I heard about director, NIIT, he is the man of electromagnetic theory, and this field, I'm sure he must be very much interested in the MIMO area also. I don't think I should waste the time in defining the concept. All of you are knowing it very well, so let me go ahead further. Future is cloud. Cloud word also is very much familiar, particularly big data applications. And cloud services, I think most of you are very, very young as compared to me. And everybody is talking cloud, even the young children, my grandchildren, they also talk about cloud and cloud services more than me. And sometimes they say grandpa does not know about cloud service. And that gives the application in big data. So coming to the main of what 5G is, IMT 2020. As you know that every 10 years we have new generations, 2020, 2010, 20, yeah, then 1990, 1980. That's the way generation started. 10 years, every 10 years we are getting new generation. So 2020, and then the next generation will expect 2030. And when we were going for the 3G, one of my students, he was CTO of Nokia at that time, and he was being interviewed by the press reporters. So he was telling about 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G, and then he was asked what will happen after 6G. He said Ramji, and people laughed and they didn't know who is Ramji. He said he's my professor. So that's an interesting joke I told you in between. So what is 5G? IMT 2020 ubiquitous network, merged of fixed and wireless operations, heterogeneous network, in short we call HETNets, millimeter wave, massive MIMO, high speed, gigabit per second, low latency. This is the difference we are finding. 4G and 5G. 4G latency is 10 milliseconds, and here we'll get 1 millisecond. They are much lower than 300 megabit per second. It is going to be gigabit per second. New radio 5G new radio will be there, support machine-to-machine communications, support device-to-device communications, support Industry 4.0 and networking slicing. As far as 5G is concerned, it is already in implementation stage in many parts of the world. Future investments for 5G. You will be surprised that 397 operators are investing in 5G network worldwide. 118 telco have already deployed 3GPP 5G ecosystem into their network. Currently, it exists 49 countries operating 5G network. And you will be surprised to know that a small country like Denmark, it will be one of the best countries in the world for 5G operation. Already it is in the US, in Japan, and many other countries, 49 countries I am referring. And if I look for India, our Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, is very much for digitalization since he became the Prime Minister. This is the word he's using, digitalization in India. And 5G will give it. And NIT Rourkela can play a very good role to support his ideas and ambition. 5G GDP contribution in the next 10 years, $1.4 trillion, $3.5 trillion plus generating direct and indirectly 22 million jobs. It's quite large number. Restricting 5G key suppliers can create a problem. So that we have to take care. 4G to 5G transition and continuity. As I mentioned to you about 4G, we talked about latency, we talked about data rate, we talked about the applications. 4G is cemented the growth of the consumption of mobile applications, allowing the spread of peer-to-peer services like car shipping, e-commerce, house sharing, and so on. But 5G will bring to life the upsurge of Industry 4.0 and the next generation of multimedia applications. That's a very, very important aspect. And I will not go into more detail. 5G will bring the new life, new applications, more data, and of course, latency is quite small, and it will bring the real digitalization, what people are talking about. Industry 4.0, I think all of you are familiar. 4IR, this is a term I have used, and it will give, or it will encompass AI, machine learning, robotics, autonomous vehicles, nanotechnology, and so on. Many other aspects it will cover. Smart cities. Coming to India, as I mentioned, to digitalizations, our Indian Prime Minister is talking about a smart city also. And if I remember correctly, perhaps he marked about 100 cities to be a smart city in India. And if I'm correct, in Odisha, Bhubaneswar is one of the leading cities which is selected to be a smart city. I don't remember about Rourkela, but maybe Rourkela is also selected. So key pillars of a smart city are the smart government. That is very important, because if government is not a smart, you don't think about a smart cities. And from that point of view, India, Modi ji is doing a great job. A smart economy, we have to go for that. And a smart living, a smart entertainment, and so on. So today, more than a half of the humanity, 3.9 billion people lives in cities. By 2050, number will go high, and number is expected much higher than what we have today. About 70% population will be in urban area. So definitely we need a lot of work to create more and more smart cities. 2/3 of world population will live in an urban environment by 2050. All these parameters there, these are the important information which I thought is good to talk with you. Coming to beyond 5G. So we are not far away. 2020 is already there. Many people already have started working 6G. In my center, we are already establishing 6G laboratory. And since Ashutosh is there, just came to my mind when he talked 5G workshop. First we did in Princeton. I think we should do the 6G online workshop Ashutosh together. So let's think about it, 6G workshop. IEEE sponsored first 6G workshop we should do together, just like we did 5G workshop. Connected Agenda 2030 by ITU and United Nations. Then beyond 2030, the Society 5.0 will come. New RF spectrum, machine learning, intelligent cloud, massive MIMO, zero latency. That is what we will get. 4G 10 millisecond, 5G 1, and 6G zero latency. New technology will be there, new KPIs, new services for cross reality applications, 6G. In my presentation slide, there are many videos also. I will forward it to you. You can watch it. I don't want to waste the time in video. That's all. It is a short talk. And in briefly, I want to tell you about CityApp Global Capsule, about 4G, 5G, Industry 4.0, a smart city, and what is the future we are going to have by 2030. Thank you very much.